I don't know. It's very low light in here, so I thought, eh. But I thought I did a video. The other part of that. I did the middle part, but now I'm doing the old side part. It looks a lot neater. I don't know. So yeah, just talking about things. Yeah, it's kind of low light. So, but this new camera is a little better at recording. You know, like actual what everything looks like, and kind of keeps it bright. Like the other camera I had, kind of got dark. When it got dark, it got dark. It didn't really keep the brightness. So it was like okay, but well with this light on, there's light, so it helps with the light. So it's not like yeah, so you can see me. Yeah, you know. Do you want to see me? Yeah, I suppose you do. Yeah, I would. If I don't watch a video, you don't see the person, or hear the person, or understand the person. Well, I'll try to be understandable and say things that say clever things. I don't know. You know, it's so funny. Like when I'm not on this thing, I can. There's always a lot of things I want to talk about. It's like, oh yeah, I'll talk about that. I don't know. Then I don't write it down, and then I forget. I don't know. What do I like to talk about? Yeah, South Africa. I don't know. So Elon's right has a biography about South Africa, growing up in South Africa, kind of stuff. And yeah, South Africa is wow. It's a wild place. Yeah. One day, I tell you a story about South Africa. I remember I was just home. You know, just kind of hanging around in my front yard. I was a young kid. I don't think I wasn't even in school yet. You know, like so I was kind of. My mom was still alive, so and I think I was just hanging out in the front yard. And all of a sudden, you see this police car pull up. The policeman gets out, and he starts chasing this black guy on the field across the street, but like down a little bit. You can see it, and he just starts chasing him, and then he catches him and takes out the cuffs. You know, obviously gonna arrest this guy because they wouldn't allow a lot of black guys to be in the neighborhood. I mean, that's how segregated it was. They just, especially like my neighborhood, they were just starting to take out. You know, a lot of black people were like, they used to when I was a little kid. There was a lot of black people, and all of a sudden they were just gone. They were all gone. They moved them out. But there was a black guy, and the cop, yeah, he comes, he catches the guy, tries to catch him, and the guy tries to fight, and he takes out the cuffs and starts hitting the guy with the cuffs. And you see blood. Oh my god! And you see blood, you know, on the guy's face, and you see blood, and you know, kind of oh. And then he catches the guy, and finally catches him, and puts the cuffs on, and puts him into the car, into the van, the paddy wagon. But yeah, and then oh, but that was like intense. And I'm like, oh god, I'm watching this. It's kind of. I hope the cop doesn't come after me. Oh yeah, it was just kind of. It was intense. Just watching. I was like, there's no one around. It was just kind of, you know, it's one of those things on a normal school day when no one's walking on the streets and it's kind of, what, you know, I mean, when I was a kid, I don't think I was in school yet, so it was just, everybody was in school. No one was out. I mean, you would hardly see people walking around anyway. Most people, you don't. It's not like people like walking up and down the streets every day. It's just like now. You know, most people you hardly see them. They're just in their houses, and then they come out to go to their cars, and they drive off. You know, and you only see people walk down the streets to get somewhere. Most people in my neighborhood had cars. You know, so even then, you know, like in South Africa, you know, everywhere, you know, so it was like, yeah. So it was still the same. You didn't see people kind of walking down to go to the shop even. Even to Solly's. I tell you, Solly's was like a block up. But you always had to see anybody going. It's like to see them going to Solly's. I don't know. We would go to Solly's, and when my dad, whenever we went to the store, he would go there for smokes or something, or he'd go there for, you know, like whatever, a newspaper, and he would always get us like a bag of chips or a chocolate bar, you know, always do it. Or just coming home from work, he would just get us, he'd come home with a bag of chips or a chocolate bar for me and my sister, you know, and that kind of thing. So, he'd send us to the store ourselves, and we'd get like a soda or, you know, they also had like a little deli where they sold like samosas and taking kidney pies, you know, that kind of stuff. It's delicious. I remember it was like a treat when you had some of that. Like, yeah. Or you go for a loaf of bread. Yeah, you go, you get your loaf of bread, and it'd be like a whole loaf, but they had a machine, a bread cutting machine where you have to cut the bread. So you buy the bread. It's the whole loaf. So you go. So after you pay for it, you go to the back, by the store, the back left behind where you pay the registers, and then in the corner they had a machine. You put the bread on there. I guess you hit a button, and it would cut the bread and slice it. So and then you put it back in in the plastic and tie it up again, and then you go home. It was either that or you just take the bread home and then you have to cut it yourself with a knife. So and yeah, so which is kind of it was kind of a little extra work. So you just rather take the time to just get the thing cut, itself. And of course, in Southern Africa, we always butter our bread. In America, I remember, I forgot, but in America, you don't butter your bread. But in South Africa, we always buttered our bread. And when they put like peanut butter and jelly on it, we call it jam. We didn't use the word jelly, but I don't think we had jelly. I think it was always kind of preserved kind of jam. Because jelly's kind of like different kind of thing. Yeah, so you put like butter on there, and then you put the peanut butter and jelly or jam on it. Yeah, butter. So we always have butter to butter our bread. Yeah.